The evening on the mansion's terrace had been calm until Vanessa's cutting laughter shattered the mood. Pointing at Rosa, the housekeeper struggling under a huge trash bag, Vanessa sneered that Rosa's value was in that bag. The remark dropped a heavy silence over the guests. Rosa's eyes filled with tears, but she kept her pride, pressed her lips together, and kept walking. She had suffered insults for years, but this one hurt deeper than usual. Vanessa, poised and arrogant, crossed her arms and laughed cruelly to show who ran the household, not noticing someone important watching her reaction. Andreas, Vanessa's millionaire boyfriend, stood behind her stunned. He looked at Rosa and suddenly saw her as a person, not a disposable servant. Anger hammered in his chest as he absorbed the cruelty coming from the woman he intended to marry. Vanessa, expecting him to join in, mocked Rosa again, calling her ridiculous, saying she ruined the house's view and insisted she knew her place. She glanced at Andreas to get his approval, but his face showed nothing but a furrowed brow. The guests shifted awkwardly. Rosa set the bag down and, with a calm yet wounded voice, told Vanessa that even if Vanessa thought she was worthless, she gave her best every day and didn't deserve to be trampled on. The comment stunned Vanessa. Mockery turned into annoyance. She snapped that Rosa dared to answer back, scolding her for stepping out of line and insisting she learn her place. Several guests looked away, embarrassed. Seeing Rosa's dignity amid pain, Andreas moved forward. His breathing was steady, but his eyes were cold. He could no longer watch the woman he loved demean another human being. Vanessa tried to defuse the moment by pretending the teasing was harmless and tried to take Andreas's arm, but he didn't respond. His silence was more ominous than anger. His jaw clenched. Rosa, trembling, picked up the bag and attempted to leave the humiliation behind. Then Andreas finally spoke, his voice booming across the courtyard. He declared that Vanessa must stop humiliating Rosa or anyone else, calling the behavior cruel and unacceptable. He told Vanessa that if she couldn't understand that, she didn't know him at all. His words cracked the veneer of Vanessa's arrogance. Guests began murmuring, some relieved, some as if they had expected this stand. Vanessa tried to shrug it off, accusing Andreas of overreacting and claiming she was only saying what others thought, that Rosa was merely staff and their lives couldn't be compared. Her confident tone faltered. Rosa, holding back tears, told Andreas not to worry, saying she was used to such treatment but that she knew her own worth despite others' attempts to deny it. Her honest reply carried quiet strength. Andreas turned to Rosa and praised her openly. He watched her work tirelessly, caring for every detail without asking for anything, and the real value of the house came from her, not the jewels, parties, or Vanessa's pride. He said, plainly and publicly, that Rosa deserved always to be treated with dignity. A few guests quietly applauded. Vanessa, enraged, snapped that Andreas couldn't speak about her like that in front of others, reminding him she was his fiancée. I'm the one who belongs at your side, not that maid, Vanessa snapped, her voice trembling with a mix of venom and desperation. The confident image she usually projected was collapsing in front of everyone's eyes. Each word she uttered only dragged her further down. Andreas met her gaze with steady composure and answered with sharp finality. You will never be my fiancé if you continue proving that your heart is hollow. I won't share my life with someone who judges others by money or clothing. I'd rather stand with those who teach me humanity and respect, even if they have nothing material to give. In that moment, the glittering ring Vanessa flaunted at every gathering lost all significance. She opened her mouth to reply, but only a strangled sob escaped. Her arrogance had vanished. And for the first time, she was forced to confront the unflattering truth of who she was. Face twisted with humiliation, she turned and fled the terrace. The silence she left behind was both painful and freeing. Everyone present knew the illusion was finished. Andreas then walked to Rosa, gently relieving her of the heavy bag she still clutched. Never again will you suffer this kind of treatment in this house, he promised. I will personally ensure that every person who works here is treated with dignity and gratitude, because without you, none of this would even exist. Rosa, deeply moved, lowered her gaze as tears of relief spilled freely. The air, once heavy with shame, now carried a new silence, one of admiration and respect. The guests, shaken witnesses, understood they had seen a lesson that cut far deeper than wealth or social standing, and each left with a truth carved into their hearts. Appearances deceive, but respect and dignity must never be negotiable.